Video number 47. Number 47.1. My dad had been ill for many years, and the night he passed I was in another city. I was on the second floor and I was awoken by two loud knocks outside the window. Just as I sat up confused on how anyone could knock when it's on a second floor, the phone rang, and it was my sister telling me Dad was gone. I was wide awake by then, and I believe my father wanted to say goodbye and for me not to be groggy from sleep to make the drive home. I miss him incredibly still after nearly 30 years. Some years later, my mom, who was dying with dementia, kept reaching for the ceiling, over and over again. I believe that she was seeing my father and he was telling her that he is there to take her home. I can't wait to see them again when it is my turn to go. Number 47.2. My husband was in hospice. About a month before he passed away, he started seeing this little girl, an old Mexican, and an old Indian. He said the two men were very old 'cause their clothes were all tattered. He said the little girl said she was his sister that his mom had aborted. I cried. He said he saw her every day until he died. Number 47.3. When my best friend forever was dying of cancer, she was fighting. She didn't want to die. She was still a young 60 years old. The day before her body gave out, she became at peace. She stopped fighting and said, "I love you all, but my dad's here and I'm going to go with him." We both believed in reincarnation and promised that in the next life we would come back as sisters. Number 47.4. The last words my father said before his death was, "I have to go. My parents are sitting here next to my bed. They want to take me somewhere." He was very relaxed and peaceful. Number 47.5. On the morning of my husband's uncle passing, he came into his dream and said goodbye. My husband jumped out of his bed and said to me, "I think my uncle has passed away." We left for the hospital and his aunt greeted us. "Who informed you that your uncle has passed on?" My husband was absolutely shocked and surprised. He replied, "He came to say goodbye, that's why I am here." Number 47.6. My father was dying. He described 4 large beings that were brightly shining in gold. And then he began to speak in ancient Hebrew. My father has only ever spoken broken English and Spanish. Number 47.7. I had a patient up and step down who was actively dying. As her nurse, I stayed by her side and comforted her as much as I could. After about 20 minutes she began to wave towards the corner of the room. She had this immediate glow and joy. She grabbed my hand and said, "Look and say hello to my mom." She began reaching her arms out to the empty corner of the room. She died within the hour. So yes, I can confirm these things happen and there is no class or lecture about it. Please subscribe, like and share with anyone that needs these comforting stories. See link in description to submit your own story. Search for my related book on Amazon using the title of 4,000 Deathbed Vision Stories. Sincerely, Ken.